This is A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat.
What's up, everybody, viewers and listeners? I am so excited because we have a very different episode for you today. We still are covering Survivor. However, for our viewers, you will see a notable difference. But for our listeners, what you don't know is you may have heard Kiki's voice in the opening, but Kiki is not here with us, and neither is Shreese. But I am not here alone. In fact, I have two very great gentlemen here with me that I have the utmost respect and hold in the utmost regard, here to help facilitate and co-host this episode. So this is a fellas take over the A Who All Gonna Be There podcast. And it's a right along with our brand because who all gonna be there? You never know who's gonna be here. So without further ado, you have me in the studio and you have Eli, you have Josh. What going
up,
on,
though?
guys?
We got the men out here. No ladies out here. We finally got Eric to outnumber the ladies, y'all. He's been outnumbered every single episode, and you know what? We came to save the day.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Eric.
I appreciate it. It's been we have 80 something episodes, and the ladies have always outnumbered me, and they always gang up on me. But now they are gone. They're not here. They'll be back, but they're not here today, and that's all that matters. So how's it going? How are you guys doing? A quick check-in. How are you guys going?
You know what? Life's good. Can't complain. Got a mid-Survivor season that had a pretty decent episode today. So you know what? That helped it out, but. Overall, Life's going well.
Good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty solid. Still living the fun employed life, but I got some leads. And you know what? I think this little period of not having income is about to come to an end.
Hey,
that's what I'm talking about.
We like to hear it. Yeah. So it's been a cool week. I'm approaching graduation next week. I actually had my last class with my students today. It was a little bittersweet because they were just amazing, but it was hard to see them go. But all good things.
Got Mr. Masters out here. No longer Mr. Rollerson. It's Mr. Masters.
For our viewers, you can see my shirt. It says "Mastered It," but I was telling them off record that somebody sent me this shirt for our listeners and it says "Mastered It," and I don't know who sent it. It was from Kentucky. I don't know anybody in Kentucky, so I don't know how whoever it was sent me this shirt from Kentucky, but I appreciate you and I love this shirt and I'm going to wear it every week. I'll wash it every week because it's now my new favorite shirt. So but yeah, good week going. So before we get into our Survivor discussion, we have a few other topics to get into, some things that have been floating around on the internet and here recently. Great news. The Brittany Griner has now, is it Griner or Grinder? I don't know what that baby name is.
Griner.
Okay.
She's free.
She is free. Like, what y'all think? Did y'all see the headlines? What were y'all
thoughts? The shackles off her feet and now she can ball. Hallelujah.
Take the shackles off her feet so she can ball.
And all we had to do was give up the Merchant of Death, Victor Val, whatever his name is, Merchant of Death for Brittany Griner. I'll take it though. What? BG's back? That's what.
She out. I just remembered, because Black Twitter can't take nothing seriously
at all.
I was looking on Twitter and someone said, "This is the first time I've ever seen a trade for the WNBA."
I am weak. Oh my God. Black Twitter cannot be trusted. You can't take them nowhere. Speaking of jokes, I was making fun of Eli because he switched his shirt for our viewers.
Now hold up. Now we ain't discussed this.
He had on a gray shirt. And he can see himself sweating through it.
Yeah.
And so he changed to a black shirt so you can't see.
Yeah.
But listen, I mean, I'm pretty sure women face this problem, but I feel like it happens more for us guys anyway with sweating issues and stuff like that. And we don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see sweat stains. And this is a problem. I don't know if I've always dealt with it, but I have a solution for you. For real. Like, I kid you not. I thought it was a myth. Like, one of my good friends, I don't know, for those who've been to college and stuff, like, you have littles that you can minty, like you take under your wing type deal. So one of my littles, he told me, come on, fellas, helping fellas, about this stuff called Certain Dry. You can get it at Walmart, and it's over like literally you can go in Walmart and get it wherever you shop at, Target, whatever. I'm telling you, it lasts for 72 hours.
Ooh.
It says on the bottle. I did not want to believe it, but it does indeed work. So you shower, you dry off, let yourself dry off, and you put this on after your shower and whatnot, and it works. It keeps the stain gone. No stain problems at all.
What's that name again?
Certain Dry.
Go ahead, toss us
Dry.
some sponsors. Toss us some sponsorship. We're out here promoting y'all because shoot, I'm taking notes right now.
Yes, I might need to make a TikTok or something about it.
And it's cheap too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I promise you. That's a Little Caesar's pizza.
So no fear, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It will take care of your, and it's a really great anti what you call it? Perspirant. There we go.
Next spot, if y'all see me in colors, just know Certain Dry saved the day, because you know what? It's out with the black. It's time to bring some color out here.
Bring it back. So yeah. What else we have? Okay, so there's shows that are out there. Reality TV is what we cover. However, what are y'all watching outside of reality TV?
Shoot, it really is coming to an end now that Survivor's over, Amazing Race is over. But yeah, I'm watching a whole lot of Abbott Elementary. I've been posted every single week, just waiting until Wednesday drops.
Yeah,
that Abbott Elementary, chef's kiss. It's been excellent.
Is like it's perfect. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Just a fun show.
Did you catch the winter finale?
I have not seen it yet. I'm a Hulu watcher, so I'm normally like next day, next 2 days. But I'm still gonna tap in this week. Trust me, I've heard about this stuff. I know Janine and Gregory.
Don't tell me nothing.
All I said was 2 names. I just said 2 names.
You know what that means. You put Janine and Gregory.
Only his 17 don't even know the flavor.
I am weak.
I know. For me, the only thing I've really been watching is the Help Wanted ads.
You know what?
I respect it.
I haven't been watching too much television but I'm a big wrestling fan, so I usually keep up and watch the matches and watch people talk smack on each other online. It's very therapeutic.
Okay. Wrestling. They sports people, y'all don't really watch sports like that. I have sports team, like the Eagles are my all-time favorite, and they're killing it right now. This is an amazing season. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. He went to my alma mater, who is our QB, and they are doing really well. So I do catch a Phillies game every now and again, but I'm not a sports person. But what I am watching is Queen Sugar, and I don't know if you've all watched it, or listeners and viewers, but it is an amazing show about a family who is running their farmland and a sugar mill, and they intertwine, their blackness and politics and police brutality and how the government takes advantage of poor farmers, black farmers specifically. So it's a really good cultural show that talks about all the issues that black people face, specifically in the South, and those who are farmers. And it's just a really great show overall because it touches on depression, it touches on trauma, forgiveness, choosing joy in your relationships, and taking that leap of faith when it comes to love and whatnot. And so I just think it's a really great show that everybody should watch.
Wow, that's huge. Where can you watch that at?
It is on Hulu, and they just wrapped up the season finale of the 7th season, and it is like the series finale too. I have not gotten there, so a friend of mine, Lil Brady, we can talk about that after show, insisted that I watch. Yes.
What time period is that? Is that taking place in like modern times, or like what time period is that?
Yes, modern times.
Okay.
Yeah, modern times. And so, I started 3 weeks ago, and I got like 5 episodes left of season 6, and I'll be ready to jump in and watch the last season. So
okay, binger.
Yes, I'm a binger.
It's definitely winter season. It's bundle season, so you need that binging show.
Yes, for sure. But moving on back to our reality lane, we have 2 recent winners of the show called The Amazing Race, Derek and Claire, who are, BB alumni from BB23. I did not watch the season, y'all, because I can't get into The Amazing Race, but Eli caught a couple episodes for us, and he's gonna kind of give us a quick little overview of what happened.
You feel me? I caught a couple. So let me just paint the picture real quick of the 3 groups that made it to the end. So Eric brought up, the biggest BB couple that I could think of the past 5 years, DX and Claire. What other BB couple was there? I don't know. DX and Claire is all that matters. And then you have these. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we got Swag and Bailey, so I guess that was in the last 5 years.
That's true. That's true.
Other than that, nobody.
So yep, we have DX and Claire in the finale, and they're gonna get these twins who they're twins, and they're like 20 something. I don't know how old they are, but they just met each other a year ago. And so separated at birth. I think they both went up for adoption, never met each other.
What?
And finally they joined together, ran the race together, made it to the finale.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
They've really been killing it because like to be separated for 36 years and like you just met a year ago and now y'all on The Amazing Race and y'all made it to the final 3.
And one of them got a bum ankle.
Yes,
can't even run.
She had that bum knee for like 3 to 4 legs.
Really?
In a minute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was hobbling along trying her best. Bless her heart. But yeah, she was like going through it, had a knee all taped up and stuff.
That reminds me of Carla because she was hobbling this episode here.
Ooh, her hand, she was struggling that con. We'll touch on it, but she couldn't pick up no pieces.
At all.
Uh-huh. And then the final team was I'm just calling the dancing couple. You know, they're big vibes. They're just together, and that was Lewis and Michelle. So
okay.
Starting off the finale, they land in Tennessee, the big country music capital.
Smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
Ooh, go ahead.
I can't do it. I can't hit those high notes.
I can't do it either. That's why I'm letting Eric rock. And speaking of Tennessee whiskey, the first challenge was them putting together Tennessee whiskey bottles.
Was it really for real?
Yeah, they were at the Jack Daniels distillery. They had to go and perfectly put the little top label on 30 bottles of Jack Daniels in order to get their next clue.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. And guess who knocked it out first? It was the twins. They went boom, 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 got up out of there. And then next was DX, and then finally it was a dancing couple. And then,
but they were just in last place the whole night.
I'm not good. They tried. They tried. We'll say that.
But the thing is, it's hard because like, it's like when you're in third place in like the final 3, it's like it just kind of hits different because like this is it. Mm-hmm. Like being in third place and like toward the end, kind of jump ahead. They kind of conceded. It's like, well, let's just go ahead and finish. Yeah. Let's do it.
Even second place doesn't matter. You come finale. It's all about that first place.
Yeah, that's wild.
And speaking of them being in last, they actually caught up past the twins. The twins got lost a little bit, and they had to climb this bridge. And let's just say the dancing couple, they might have caught the twins, but they struggle. Old girl, she had a rope to climb with. What she was doing, she was grabbing the edges of the bridge and she was pulling herself up. She made it 10 times more difficult.
She was legit trying to like climb up the thing like a mountain climber.
She thought she was Spider-Man.
She like just walked up there with like the little rope and just like just walked up there.
Wow. But so she made it more difficult for them.
Oh, way more difficult. She lost like 10 minutes.
And she was gassed too.
Oh man. And so DX was the one that did it for DX and Claire, and he ran up that bridge. I swear, he got up, found the pick, found out where they got to go, and was out of there super fast. The twins, even though they got there last, ended up passing the dancing couple. They were like a couple minutes behind the twins, but DX and Claire were definitely in first. Gotcha. And then the next part of the leg was basically they go to this guitar shop. I don't know nothing about guitars. I thought it was going to be something tricky. They said grab 3 guitars and bring them to people.
Yeah. Just random guitars?
Well, they had to get 2 acoustic and 1 electric from like a little section of wall. But some people don't know what an acoustic guitar is.
Right.
Or can tell the difference between that and electric. And trust me, there's a vast difference, even if you're not a guitar aficionado. But yeah, I think it was the dancing couple that was like, "What is acoustic?"
They had no clue. They said we like to dance. We don't know nothing about music. We dance to music. We can't make music.
I'm no musician, but I know an acoustic is the basic little, just the little wooden type little. Well, I don't know if it has to be wood necessarily, but that's what that come to mind. The big old country star type. You're in Tennessee. Come on, think acoustic guitar. And then the electric guitar tends to be like the one with the little curve at the end with the little knobs on it. And
yeah, one of the rock star, you're like, whoa.
Hey.
Yeah.
And
they didn't know how to do that?
Shoot, no, they ended up grabbing the right ones, I think.
They got the right ones, but it was just stuck for like a teach.
That's why I was mad at the Amazing Race, because it was so simple. Hey, grab these 3 guitars and then just walk around the city and find 3 people. Or they pretty much, it seemed like they walked in a straight line. They hit the people in the same order. So it's like, what? It ain't helped the twins, because the twins, one of them got like a busted knee, so she can't run.
Mm-hmm. Who helped the twins? The couple?
The twins, or they had to pretty much carry the guitars, bring up to random people.
Somebody helped them.
Shoot, it was just them. It was just them, but she was just hobbling.
Oh, the other twin was carrying. Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
The healthy twin carried the 2 guitars, and the other one just carried that first guitar until they got the first place, and then the one that don't got the hop in a step went and just carried all the rest of the guitars the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, that definitely set them back. I'll say that was a huge advantage for DX and Claire. Not saying that's the reason they won it. But let's just say that was a second to last leg, and immediately after that, they just had to find this place and pretty much recount all the previous legs they went to. I think this is a aspect of the leg that most Amazing Race fans tend to look forward to, just because it's like, all right, this is one that's normally grueling. This one where people can get stuck for hours and just get stuck if you don't remember anything. But I would say each of the couples did pretty good. So they got there in the same order I mentioned: DX, then the twins, and then the dancing couple. You know, they tried.
And that's where I came in. That's what I watched, because I was supposed to watch. Y'all listen, I was very bad. I was supposed to watch this episode. I was like, okay, I'll watch the finale, because I haven't watched it all season. I did not do that. Life got away. I'm worried about sending out invitations and doing this and doing that around the house. And I looked up, I was like, oh, we got 13 minutes before we start tonight. So I just
say, all you had to know is a winner.
And I knew that already. So it was just like, So I just kind of scrolled to see what the last competition was. And it was interesting.
But yeah, that last challenge was pretty interesting, because they had a little piano set up, and they had to, in each key, associate with like a different picture that was allegedly from their race. Mm-hmm. So out of this whole piano key, it wasn't like a full piano set, but like out of all the keys they had to memorize like which ones corresponded to 11 photos in order, and then had to repeat the pattern within 11 seconds. So 1 second per photo.
That's what I caught, because I was cracking up, because they were like, oh, the clock is counting down. We have to do it in 11 seconds. This is Derek X and Click. She's like, what? We're doing it right. I don't understand. Why is it not working? What? Oh, we have to do it. I'm like, oh my God.
And shoot, speaking about the couple that should know what music is, the dancing couple, they know that the black keys were keys. They were pushing all the white ones, and they're just like, oh, we're gonna go with this one. And then like halfway through, they're like, wait, I accidentally hit this black one. Wait, a new picture just showed up.
How y'all not know? Now, I don't do no piano, no with no keyboard, no organ, no anything. And I know that you can play both black and white keys. So how did y'all not?
Hey, they were trying their best. You know what? We'll blame it on stress. That's probably a super stressful environment.
Judge them. But I won't judge them, because I don't know. I ain't watched the season. I don't know these people from Adam and Eve. So,
but the thing is that like they kind of been, of the 3 teams in the finale, the dancing couple had kind of been the biggest beast of the season, at least from what I caught in the recap at the beginning of the episode. Because I watched I've been binge watching the beginning of the season a little bit, and I saw the recap, and they said they had been killing it. They came first in like 3 different legs. They were the winningest team out of the people in the finale. So it was kind of surprising to see them like consistently flop.
Yeah.
And just look, what's the cliche saying? It's not about how you start.
It's how you finish. That's what the episode was called. It's like, this is the most important leg.
Yeah.
And they didn't show up. They tried.
They showed up. They showed up in third place.
So who won? Oh, well, we already talked about it, but like,
yeah, DX and Claire, they got out of there first, and they hit the victory mat. And you know what? I know you didn't watch the ending, Eric, but DX proposed to Claire. I am completely kidding. Oh, any listeners, any audio listeners, please go to the video section of this podcast. You guys have to see Eric's face, but I definitely got him there. He had the most shocked face. His eyes bulged out of his eye sockets.
That was
like a cat cartoon character, like whoop.
Like the Tom and Jerry, the eyes. No, because legit, I was like, now I've been on Twitter and I've seen people talk about the win. Ain't nobody said nothing about a proposal. And so, how dare you come on this podcast?
I will say DX did fake it. He faked a proposal. He's like, oh, well, I always in Claire was like, no, shut up. We're not doing this. She's like, she said, I packed the bags. I know there's nothing in there.
I am cracking up. She was like, don't be having me on TV looking crazy. What was you about to say, Josh?
No, you just said what I was about to say.
Oh, okay. So, wow. Good for them. You know, I was always a Claire fan. I enjoyed Claire on Big Brother, although she was pretty boring and didn't really do nothing. The way she had my girl Tiffany's back and held them down that's what I, appreciate about her. And she basically kind of told the haters that were hating on the cookout and all the decisions that they made, basically told them, like, I understand what is being done and I approve, and I'm all for it. And so that, for me, I already respected Claire, but I really appreciated her taking this stand. So, in Derek X, I enjoyed him too. Honestly, if he would have been on another season that wasn't the cookout season, I would have liked to see him go further. And this was before we knew we were going to get the cookout. Like, when we got the people, we saw the 6 black folks on the show. Before we knew that we were going to get a cookout and actual black winner, my mind was always, well, we know what's going to happen. And so we know they're not going to make it to the end. Half of them probably going to be gone before jury. So I had Derek X making it to Final Four. It's kind of the way I indeed thought he would. And I feel like in a regular season, he might have went that far. But it wasn't his time. And
he got himself $1 million, a shared $1 million.
There you go. You know what? That's what karma does. Good karma.
The craziest part is all of this happened over a positive COVID test.
What you mean?
Because remember, Claire was an alternate.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Look, I am so happy that girl did not get in and Claire got in, because it blessed us in ways that we don't even know what Christy would have done and messed up the whole thing. But you know what? For Claire being the way she was, like I said, the good karma, not so much Derek X, because he was showing out on the challenge CBS. But Claire, the angels were looking on her and smiling upon her, karma, the universe, or whoever else you believe and think of. They said, you know what? For you doing what you did in 23 and your best, your ally took you out, we're gonna reward you with $1 million on your next reality TV show. So
ain't that something?
Listeners and viewers, it pays to do right by people and stand up for what's right, because you never know how your blessing gonna come back to you.
Couldn't put it better.
So good for them. Although I have seen some sneaking suspicions. People are like, did production make them win because they were just this hyped up couple? Everybody's kind of like, so do y'all think production had anything to do with their win?
Maybe in episodes leading up to it. I watched the finale. I didn't suspect any foul play. I think that, they just did the best at it. And they just made no mistakes.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't see how you can really cheat on, like, the bottle challenge. It's like either you do it right or you don't. And Claire was messing up a lot of putting a little stick around the top. And I don't see how you can mess up, like, okay, climb up the side of this arch. It's like, okay, how can they help them with that? Tell them to walk up.
They gave them some sticky things for their hands to climb up.
I will say this is the third. I think it's the third Big Brother couple to win.
Second.
Because what, you have Brenchel?
They didn't win.
They didn't win. They didn't.
No, they made it to Final 3. They didn't make twice.
Oh, they
didn't win.
Twice. Okay. Then shoot, it's just what?
That was Cody and
Cody.
19. They were the first ones to actually win.
I would have loved Brenchel to win, though. I would have.
True.
I was rooting for him too.
Yeah,
but
same.
You don't always get what you want.
Hey, we all know who's going to be the third team to win it. It's going to be Amir and Nicole.
You know what?
We all know. Hey, they called it out in the Big Brother house. It's going to be Amir and Nicole.
Now we got enough banter. We can do head.
Right, we can do that. We're gonna
hold on. I kid y'all. I kid viewers.
Remove him from the pod.
No
security.
I vote to a
security.
It's been fun, y'all. I should have known. But no, that's pretty much a recap for the Amazing Race, and awesome. Got to see DX and Claire back on the screen, and we'll see if DX does the CBS trifecta, or I guess it's a quad now. If he does Survivor, he's done all 4.
Well, I think if
Wow.
anyone, it would be Claire, because I remember Claire was originally scouting Survivor first, then kind of
Mm.
Big Brother.
And she looked on her way out the house. I ain't gonna say no, but she looked like she was on
No.
the. She could have been on the island. I do Claire sweet, but baby didn't wash her hair. She didn't condition nothing. She had that little hoodie on. She had no
So
makeup on.
I think probably because it was all sad and depression from like dealing with everything that Tiffany was telling her.
Yeah.
So I think in any other situation, she would have been a little bit more kempt and kept together.
I
But
guess
because of that kind of targeting her heartstrings, it didn't deal well with her hair strings.
No, baby. I'm sorry. I'm on national television. I'm gonna look out. I may be going home, but you ain't gonna catch me looking a mess when I step outside these doors at all. But Derek X, I don't see him on Survivor. He's bougie and high maintenance. I don't see him lasting long on Survivor. He's gonna be. I can see him crying, taking off his glasses, and it's too. He wouldn't last. But speaking of Survivor, we're gonna move right along into this new episode that we had, and it's arguably one of the best. It is the best episode we've had this season. But I've heard some people say they feel like, and this ain't me saying it, they feel like it's been the best in 5 years or something. I don't know, Josh. You've seen all the episodes of Survivor, so maybe you can attest to this. But I thought it was a really great episode. What you think?
I definitely think that one of the things I've seen on Twitter is that, like, just I guess to kind of allude to what happens, that this is one of the best blindsides of the modern era.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think that I agree. If we're quoting the modern era as the post-COVID era of 41, 42, 43, and 44 eventually, and goes on, I definitely say that this was definitely probably the most nuanced and the most the best blindside.
Better than Stan's.
Yeah, because this one is the epitome of killing like 3 birds with 1 stone.
It sure did.
Got layers and layers and layers.
And we're going to get into it right now. So we're coming off of Sammy's, I almost said eviction, same big brother. Sammy being voted off the island. And here they go with the sunset. They got them laid out on the beach again. They got these people lined up. They watching the sunset, talking about the season. And I'm like, all right, here y'all go with this scripted looking stuff. Like, we know they're not all lined up on the beach. Like, no. So they're talking about the game. And then they go to Owen. He's like, I need to sow this seed of mistrust between Carla and Cassidy, because Carla had basically, like, she had enough sense to vote with us rather than be on the outs with, voting Cass, because that's what she was supposed to do. But then she, some wheels were turning during Sammy's mouth running, and she was like, oh yeah, nah, brother, I can't. And so he was like, he told Cassidy, Carla was coming for you. She was leading the charge, and she wanted you out. And Cassidy was just, taken aback. She's like, Carla, we've been working together. Like, why would she do this? And so she goes and she's talking to Carla, and Carla's like, girl, I didn't do it. We've been working together. Why would I vote against you? Why would you believe him? And then she's like, I don't think she's buying it. So if I had to go do a telenovela, that was the name of the episode, act like a teller and whip out these tears, and Carla got I just don't understand how I just really heard that you would think that I would go against you. And Cassidy was eating it up. And she was like, okay, she's buying it pretty much. But Carla, and I just don't understand what's going through our good sis head, because she decided to say, you should check with Jesse. You could ask Jesse. He'll verify. And she had the nerve to go tell Jesse, oh yeah, I played up the tears to her. I need an Emmy for my performance, Oscar for my performance. And I told her to talk with you. So you go over there and you tell her that, corroborate what I just told you, right? Jesse, being the king of mess that he's been, that I don't know how folks ain't seen this yet, but he like, I don't want them working together. I want them to not trust each other. So he pulls her aside. He's like, everything everybody told you about Carla is true. She's a liar. She wanted you out. and she like, Carla, I'm coming for you now because you're a liar. And so, what did y'all think about that? Because I thought it was hilarious.
That was hilarious and messy, just to be like, the way it was like, everything that anyone tells you about Carla is true, and they just walk off. I was like,
that's all you gotta say.
Iconic.
And you had to come to her own conclusion. Yeah, she was trying to come for you, but yeah, she was going to vote you, but then she switched her vote at the last minute. She sure did. And just like, he sang like a canary.
He did. And I was like, dang, Carla got thrown on the bus and rolled over 3 or 4 times with it this episode.
That's her fault, though. What she think was gonna? There's 6 people left. She says, "Oh yes, this one person's gonna help me to get to 5 with an idol." Come on, Carla. Like, she's been great. She's been excellent. But
exactly, she faltered these last 4 episodes. Like I said, she just kind of. But apparently she is this big threat because everybody wants her out. Because they're like, if Carla gets it, multiple people said it. If Carla gets to the end, she's gonna win. So we got to get Carla out. So, anyways, after that little drama, we go to the reward challenge, and what's up for grabs is sanctuary again, and coffee, and desserts galore, croissants, muffins, and other pastries. And so they're split into 2 teams, red and blue, and they have to get in this hamster ball like comp, and the people that are pushing them are blindfolded, and the person inside the ball has to guide them. And I thought it was interesting. I've seen this comp before. I think in season 16 is the last time I've seen it. But it was a cool comp, I guess. Red team was behind for majority, and blue team was eating them up. And by the time they got to the end, the obstacle course, and they had to guide them through the maze with the ball. I think Owen did an exceptional job. He was calm the whole time, and he was giving great directions, whereas Cassie was kind of all over the place with her directions.
Well,
I think
part of that might have been because of the fact that she was still kind of lopsided. She's still kind of like this.
Yeah, she was on the side, like.
He's like, girl, you don't have them go and prop you up so you can get a full view of this dang table.
Exactly. So she's like, lift it up a little bit, boy. Your up is a little different than what it may be if you were standing upright. So at the end, they did catch up though. Red team was Cassidy, Gabler, and Jesse versus Owen, Carla, and Cody. So they did catch up though, but in the end, the blue team did win the reward. And so they go off to Sanctuary, which ain't really a sanctuary. I don't know what this little new budget, new era Sanctuary is, but I feel like they used to be better back in the day. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Applebee's. It was Applebee's. No.
Yes. What happened to the hotel stays? What happened to the?
I think because of the 26 days. I think that now they shrunk down to 26 days. They don't have as much time to fill. So board game was like. I think that was part of the stuff they used to like fill up time. It's like, oh, they could go overnight, so we can kind of space things out as production. But now that they don't chunked off almost 2 whole weeks off the game.
True.
They don't have time for that. They can maybe occasionally, like maybe once or twice, do like really only once a season, do like an overnight thing, sleep in a real bed. You can go and wash your behind for good. Like,
and I think for them, it's a facade of looking tougher, where it's just like, hey, if you have a big reward every week, it's nothing. If your reward is coffee and croissants, like,
okay,
that's like, enjoy the simple pleasures.
Yeah, but I think they need to feed them. Don't be having. I don't want no reward with just no desserts. That ain't good. I don't.
Yeah, because that's just I want food. And it's like y'all couldn't have like set up like a little continental breakfast. Have like some ham or something. Like,
okay, give me a sandwich.
Give me some protein.
Cody done had a sugar rush.
All these empty carbs for nothing.
So he was talking about, I ain't had caffeine, but I'm gonna just drink it all up and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, Cody. So while they're away at Sanctuary, they're talking. Here go Carla. I just feel like I have a target on it because of something that people think I have. They think I have an idol and I don't even have it. And they're like, you don't have it? She's like, no, I don't have it. Here she go with the waterworks again. I don't have it. And it's just really hard because I can't shake this target I've had since the merge. And I don't know, you guys, it's so difficult these last couple of weeks. And honestly, Cody was like, I believe her. And Owen was like, you believe her? Oh, I can kind of see that. He was like, I feel like she would have used it. She's been in some tricky spots. She should have used it by now if she had it. I'm like, she didn't convince these dudes.
Shows Carla's excellence. Ups and downs this episode.
Exactly. But
she got caught.
What she ain't count on is in that same breath, back at the camp, they're like, Carla needs to go. She's dangerous. We don't know, but we don't know if she got an idol. And here go Cassidy. She over here picking up she got it. They're like, probably, or no, nope, she got it for sure. I know she got it. And so when they rejoined, they're all like, Carla, you have an idol. So we know you have an idol. And she was caught again, exposed. And so they knew, she knew that she probably needed to win the immunity challenge because that's what they were all talking about. And that's why I have a hard time with Carla, why she went for Cassidy. Like, you the two women left. Why would you be trying to get the other woman out? Because now, what did the boys say? The men say, let's get these girls out. Literally said, we're going to get the girls out, and there's going to be us 4 guys to the end. That's exactly what they said.
I think it's slightly because of Sammy's treacherous behind. He got in Carla's ear and planted that seed of doubt. And that seed of doubt, because I believe he definitely told a lie, telling Carla, like, who said your name? Oh, Cassidy. I heard it from Cassidy. And the fact that Carla didn't go and fact check it, because Cassidy, when she heard that Carla was saying her name, she came and brought it to her.
Exactly.
Like, even though you may not want to go overboard like Damon did back in Big Brother, you still have to do your fact checking whenever you hear stuff.
Now, why my best friend cooking straight? Now, why is she in it?
Now you know why she's in. No,
because she's known for fact checking. Every time she heard something, she went around and fact checked. You don't do it with everything, but something like that, especially from your best friend, you go and you nip that in the bud.
Absolutely.
Because if Carla had just went and had that conversation with her, I think Carla's smart enough that her sense of discernment would have been able to fish out, no, Sammy's the one that's lying. Cassidy's telling me the truth.
Come on.
And they wouldn't be in this predicament where they're at odds. And now all these men filled with testosterone now are willing to go and take off everyone with ovaries.
Exactly. Because, like you said, she should have had that conversation with her, and to clarify, because she knew from the week before that Sammy's not to be trusted. You knew the whole flipping the whole thing on James and coming to you, and then the whole flip-flopping, the line that he was doing about why he voted the way he did. Like, why are you believing this man? And so this could have been a whole different final 6, because if they still trusted each other, Cassidy could have told them the real plan. Girl, we getting out Cody, save your idol type deal. You know what I'm saying? And that could have helped them both move, because we don't know what's going to happen at the final 5 and what that's going to look like. And Carla may need that idol next week, because that was her protection. But before we get into that, we're going to move to, Gabler. Listen, the edit, I don't know why people are skipping over this. I've talked about this in Spaces with Sheena and them. Gabler gonna mess around and win this game. I done said it for 4 weeks straight now, because he is playing this game down and working these people. He's sitting over here while in the conversation with Cassidy and Jesse. Yeah, I think we need to look at Carla and Cody as the targets here, because they're the threats in this game, because they both have those idols. And Jesse, if you make it to the end, they're gonna see your moves as his moves, and you, Cassidy, you make it to the end, they're gonna see your moves as Carla's moves. So we need to think about which one of them we're gonna get out. And they like, oh my goodness, we didn't even think of this, because I don't want nobody to think that my moves were their moves. So that might need to take this into consideration. And so I'm like, nobody's seeing the game that he's playing. Like, this may have been overarching. I'm gonna come back to it. Don't let me forget it. That may have been Jesse's move, but it was really Gabler's move, if we're gonna be quite honest, because he planted the seed.
Now, it wasn't like, I didn't even think about that till you just pointed out, because we previously had discussion on how Gabler's playing the game, and he's like so under the radar and in such a good spot. You mentioned that, it's like, because in my head I was just about to ask you, do you think that Gabler could beat Jesse? Now that you mentioned that,
he could.
If Gabler can articulate that well to the point where, like, Cody would have never came to this decision on his own, is because I went and had this conversation with him and Cassidy about getting out they supposed number 2s, so that their game can shine brighter and not be absorbed by their light.
Yeah, and he is going to be able to articulate, because he does it in his confessionals. He was like, oh, I got the perfect camouflage and nobody see me. Oh, can you see me? And he's like, I'm the assassin. I'm a silent assassin. Nobody's looking at me, but I'm taking the people out. And so he can't beat Cody physically. He may be able to, but he sees him as a threat, and he knew that that's what he needed to do. And I think Gabler has a really great shot at the finale, and a great shot to win this game if he makes it to the end.
I will say, is seeds enough to win a game? Because you got some people in there that has moves where it's like, Jesse, you guys might have said you guys might consider it. If I'm in the jury, I'm sorry. Jesse made the move. He made the MOVE. Like, if he makes it to the end, he wins. No one can touch what he did. Gabler might have spread a bunch of seeds over.
I'm just saying that Gabler can go and show, like, okay, because, first off, Gabler can say, look, I've been a pivotal vote every one of these decisions.
Absolutely.
And but just like Jesse, it's like, if he has enough of a game that he can compare himself to Jesse, but then differentiate how him doing the same thing was more beneficial to his game because everything he did kept him under the radar. People were still kind of having rumblings kind of about Jesse. They might not ever act upon it. They might not ever like voted for him, but they was having them conversations.
I haven't heard nobody say Gabler's name since LEE was in the house. So, and to your point, yes, I get the big flashy moves. They've been Jesse's. But when it comes to this big blind side, because that's a huge notch in his belt, seeds are going to matter for me if I'm a jury member because, yes, you pulled the trigger, but who loaded the chamber? I did. I put the bullet in there. I planted that bullet in the chamber. Go ahead.
And not just that, because of that, remember, the jury is there. The jury had a very visceral reaction to Cody being eliminated. And I don't know if the players, the castaways were able to hear the fact, oh, Jesse did that. And like, if they hear that Jesse's target from doing that shoots up, granted, the only way they can take him out at this point is fire. But like, because of the fact that he planted the seeds, he doesn't catch any of the backlash for it. Whereas, oh, granted, they still can't get him, but they can go and try to make an attempt to take out Jesse.
Because I think Jesse although everybody's been trying to get out Carla, I think after that big move, if they had sense, Jesse is the one that needs to go at 5, like Ricard did. There's none of y'all going to beat him. Though.
He has
idol. And they don't know that. So Jesse is pretty safe. That's crazy.
I will say the ultimate crazy thing, the fantasy for the first half of the finale, Jesse tells no one he has an idol. They put 4 votes on him. He plays the idol and he makes it to 4 with his single vote. Like, I'm sorry. Jesse's playing.
Or they keep it a secret.
That off. I definitely see him. That idol could be his ace in the hole over Gabler. Because the fact that how did you finesse that girl? What was her name?
Janine.
Janine. How did you finesse Janine's idol?
From Dwight, because Dwight.
Janine to Dwight to somehow. It's crazy.
Like that's his ace in the hole. And honestly, I feel like it'd be a bigger thing if he happens to win immunity and doesn't have to play the idol, and that's something that he can whip out at Final 3 to be like, hey, Janine, recognize this.
But I will say, and I said it before, I feel like Gabler is his blind side. And so I'm wondering, and pride and cockiness and arrogance could be his downfall. He could think that he's so safe and in control because Gabler can be like, oh, yeah, we good. We getting out Carla. And he could feel so safe. And I don't know if this has been done in Survivor history where people feel so safe and they should have used the idol and didn't. But it's like, it reminds me of a veto situation where you should have used a veto, but you felt so comfortable that the vote was going to go your way that you didn't save yourself when you could have. And I'm not sure he's dumb enough to do it, but I could see him getting a little, too big for his britches and like, oh, I'm good. We're getting out Carla. Carla is the vote. I don't need to use my idol. And they get him out. I can see it happening.
You never know. And plus the fact that every season, as far as I can remember, whenever they go to like a new island like this, they introduce some sort of advantage. I don't think it's going to be like an idol, but they definitely introduce some sort of advantage. It'll probably be like an advantage, like practice the challenge in advance or something. But like something like that, if Carla's able to get her body intact and finds that, because if Carla wins immunity,
Cassidy's going home.
Yeah.
Cassidy's going home, like on paper. But who knows? Like I said, after that move, people are going to be talking a little bit more because I'll get into more detail about how masterful that move was. But like when you pull off a move like that, like
you gotta go
do that and not like raise some eyebrows amongst your fellow castaways. If they're a part of it, they know good and well that you came up with it. That was your idea.
Yeah.
One part of Survivor, sorry to cut you off, but one part of Survivor is timing. And I will say for Jesse, this is perfect timing. Like ultimately, if he sells the idol decision, that's on him. But he's in a position where all he has to do is make fire, and he's in the final.
And he's good, and he wins the game. So we're gonna get into this challenge so we can get to talk about this little master move for our listeners and viewers that don't know what we're talking about or just want us to get to it. So we have this immunity challenge, and it's you have the little obstacle course they got to get through, get their key, crawl under the net, first they had to start by going over this big, like the huge net wall, climb the net wall type deal, and flip over the side. And starting off, bless her little heart, Carla, as she was coming over the edge, she kind of hit a little boom, 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 get up, whatever down there. I know
she hit a what era?
A boom, 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 and twisted her little leg up in the net or whatever, and jacked her ankle up. And so it's like every time she got to climb something, move something, Carla is getting tore up. So she was behind the entire time. Everybody else then got up under the net. Owen drops his, forget his key. He had to go back. But then they all get up there, except for Carla, to start working on a little bat puzzle, right? Because there's the puzzle at the end. And we always say the puzzles are the equalizer. So while they all working on it, here come Carla. She's back in the race. She comes from behind and gets to working on that puzzle. I mean, and she start putting it together, and it's her game to lose. It's her challenge to lose at this point, because she even passes Cassidy, who was light years ahead of everybody. But her body begins to fail her. And I don't know what that feels like, but I can only imagine when you're in such a pressurized, position, what's at stake, and you just physically cannot do anything. So her hands seized up and she couldn't even hold the pieces. Her ankle is throbbing because she done sprained her ankle, and she's like, oh, she just started moving. My body, it's not. And I'm just like, oh, bless her heart, because she was so close. But maybe it's that James karma sneaking back up on her. I don't know. And so she just couldn't do it, and so she falls behind, and Cody catches back up. I'm like, oh, if Cody, y'all know I don't care for Cody at all whatsoever. So I'm like, if this man win this immunity, Cassidy's going home, whatever. But somehow Carla gets some fight back in her, and she's able to try to catch back up. She got a couple pieces, but it's not enough. Cassidy had her puzzle wrong, quickly realizes what she did wrong, and wins immunity, with Cody finishing his puzzle seconds behind her. So devastating, isn't it, when you're so close and you go home, when you, in hindsight.
I know.
So good for Cassidy. Not looking so good for the three gentlemen without idols, because Owen, Gabler, and Jesse, well, Jesse has idol, but they don't know this, so they assume that he's in jeopardy with them, because they're like, oh, Cody has an idol, he's going to use it. Carla has an idol, she's going to use it. And so Cody pulls Carla aside. He's like, you want to make it to the Final Four? She's like, heck yeah, I want to make it to the Final Four. You want to make it to the Final Four? He's like, yeah, I want to make it. I got a plan. We're going to bluff them out. We're going to tell them we're using your idol. So who y'all want to vote? You need to vote. You willing to vote Gabler, Owen? Gabler, you willing to vote Owen? And of course, they're like, yes, whatever I need to do to be safe. Like, I'll do it, because I'm not trying to go home on one vote, right? And I was like, I don't believe that. I don't trust it. And so as soon as they get done, here go Cody. I'm lying to Carla. We getting her out. I'm just using it so she don't use her idol. So he's going around. He's gathering the troops. What we going to do is, y'all, just go along with it. Like, we go on her plan. She's going to not use her idol because she think I'm not going to use it. And we're going to just vote her out. So we're bluffing her, and we're going to get her out of this game.
And let me cut you off. Let me cut you off and just say, this plan by Cody, it's a great one. He's playing Carla. He's making the move that needs to be made. He sees himself going to the end with Jesse, and then having people that he can beat. Cassidy's going to be tough. Owen's going to be a little tough. But there are people that he can beat, and he has a tight duo. And, it lays a framework for this great move that's made.
Absolutely.
But just this initial move is also excellent.
Yeah. It was great. And I was like, if it happens, Carla, it's your fault for playing into their hands. Because there's no way in the world I'm gonna believe that, because we ain't worked all season long. I don't trust that. You have to, and that's why I don't get. It's too late in the game for friendships. Ain't no new nothing. I don't trust you. I don't know. So again, had it worked, kudos to Cody. But there is a ram in the bush called Jesse. And going back to what I said earlier, whether this was true or not, I feel like Gabler planted this seed for him, because after Cody told him what they were going to do, he started tearing up in his. I just think that I'm here for my family, and I don't know if I should make this move and become a backstabber and just play cutthroat and ruthless and get out Cody. I said, uh-oh. Is he gonna do it? And so he's struggling. You can see the visceral emotions, and he's like, I don't know, friends or family. Like, what do I choose in this game? I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then ultimately, he's like, I don't know. It's like he takes off, he cleans up, clears his set. He's like, all right, we getting our Cody. So what we're gonna do is, I have his idol, y'all. So he's telling everybody, not Carla, I actually have Cody's idol. And what we're gonna do is let him think we're going along with the plan to get out Carla, but I'm gonna play his idol, and we're all gonna vote Cody, and we're gonna get Cody out. And they're all like, oh my God, he has the idol. How did he even get it? Don't even know how he got it, but sounds good to me. We're getting out Cody. And so right before Tribal, though, Carla is basically, I need to see your idol. And so Cody's like, all right, I need the idol so I can show Carla. And Jesse's like, oh no, I had to give it because I didn't want to, raise flags. And so they're like, so you gave him the idol back? He's like, yeah, I had to. I had to give it back to him. And so
you ain't have to. You didn't have to.
You didn't have to. And at that point, and I'll just file this away. You didn't have to do what they did, but so he gave it back, and so we're like, well, that plan is falling through. So I guess Carla's gonna be the one going home because clearly she's buying this plan, right? So we get to tribal council. They're talking and going through all this whatnot, just to get to the good part. The votes go in, you all. And before Jeff calls them out, he's like, anybody got an idol? Because that's what everybody kept saying, all tribal. We're playing our idol. We're playing our idol. And you got the jury. I bet not one idol gets played. I bet this and this and this and that. And
Noelle lost $10.
She sure did.
Long ago.
Both
lost money on Survivor. How do you lose money on Survivor? That's
come in negative. $10 you ain't even got right now, first of all. And so Jeff calls for the advantages to get played, and everybody's looking. Carla looking, Cody looking, Jesse looking. I'm like, so ain't nobody gonna play no idol? What's going on? And then Jesse gets up, and he goes and plays Cody's idol for Owen. Confusion sets in. Cody's eyes like, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Like, are you serious? Like, what's going on? Carla's thinking, and I don't know. For me, I might would have risked it for the biscuit. I don't know about y'all, but I might would have risked it because
I'm a chicken.
So what she did was after that clapping, she's thinking, she's like, I'm gonna play my idol too, but she played it for herself, and she was safe. Owen was safe because Jesse played his idol for him, and at the end of the day, the votes were read, and Cody was blindsided and voted out. But before we talk about that, going back to Carla's play, which I did it because I would have been like, why he played the idol for Owen? What sense did that make?
I don't know. In my heart, I was like, girl, Carla, read the room. Looking at you. Look at you. They're looking at you. They want you to play this idol.
Yes.
And I don't know. Like, I play orgs and stuff. Like, I've occasionally had idols, and I'm just like, I got to use my spirit of discernment because usually I'm just like, look, I'd rather have this idol and misplay it than not play it and have my torch snuffed.
True.
But I'm just like, when it comes close to this, where I survived this, I'm guaranteed Final Four. It just takes a lot of things. Like, I can't fault her for doing that because it's like, it was a blind side to her. That was Brent completely violated her expectations of what she thought was going to happen. And she kind of got spooked out about it. So I can say I can't fault her. I just wish she could have read the room a little bit better. Because at least in the way it was editing, they were all looking at Carla to see what she was going to do. Because it was a ploy. Because Cody didn't play they said their deal was that Cody would play the idol.
Yes.
Well, now that Jesse played the idol, it's like, wait,
Cody's idol at that. Because I'm like, that's a red bead. That would have been in my head. Where did Jesse come through with a, it would have just
the same one that Cody just showed me.
Hello, Carla. Yes. What's not clicking, sis? Your brain cells must have left with James.
I bet her adrenaline was through the roof though. Once that idol got
100%. She had a plan going into it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh.
There was no way she could have expected what happened.
True.
So her adrenaline was probably through the roof, and she had to make a split-second decision. I know Jeff did not give her a lot of time to try to process her thoughts on whether she wants to play her idol.
Right.
Because it almost seems like for a second she wasn't gonna play it.
She almost didn't. I was like, oh, she don't. That's gonna be good because they're gonna be like, dang, we thought we had Carla's idol flushed and she gonna still have it for next week. But she played it. What about you, Eli? Would you have? You said you would have played it.
Oh, I would. You have to have major cojones to literally sit there, have no clue what's gonna happen. Your plan goes to crap. There's no backup plan for Carla, so she would just have to sit there. And yeah, she could have looked around. I don't know how much time Jeff truly gives for people to play their idol, but yeah, if you have no clue what's happening, it's. I would say it's better. You would much rather live another day. You'd much rather live another day. It might not have been the best move in hindsight, but I guarantee if she sat on that idol and she was the one to go, she would have been
wouldn't able to live with herself. Yeah.
Yeah, that decision. I feel like that decision would haunt you for life.
Yep.
It would haunt me too. And I talk a big game sitting right here, but knowing me, I'm definitely one that I'm gonna be safe. I don't care if I gotta play it because I was willing for her to play it a couple weeks ago. Because I'm like, I ain't trying to go home. I don't know what y'all doing, but I see why she did play it, and I probably, like I said, most likely 99.99 plus one would have did it anyway. But the fan in me, the player in me, would have been like, I would, like you, Josh said, if she would have just paid attention to the room, just a little bit more discernment, and be like, something ain't right. And I would have been looking at Cody's face because you can't fake that type of shot that he had, and you ain't hearing what he said literally before she played her. Well, I don't know how editing was, and then he could have said this after the fact, but if this happened before, he's like, really, bro? What? And they over here whispering, what y'all whispering? Why is there tension between Cody and Jesse? Something ain't right. And so I probably would be like, if I would have felt comfortable in my discernment with paying attention with how the order went, I might would have been like, I think I'll keep my idol just because. And I would have verbalized it for the jury. I was gonna play my idol, but because I see something,
let me make it before.
Yes, let me make it known.
Make it known. I think something is amiss, and I'm not playing my idol. And that would have the jury probably would have been like,
no, that would have been a big move to not. Sometimes not playing the idol is such a big move because if Carla had not played the idol, she's guaranteed 4. She could be like, I'm not worried about nothing right now. Let me go practice making 5 for these next couple of days. I ain't worried about nothing.
Hello.
Besides 5.
Exactly. And so it would have been, like you said, it would have been a bold move, and I probably wouldn't have made it. But like I said, the player in me, again, depending on I'm not in that situation, that would have been amazing if I'm the jury and somebody verbally says, I can see something is amiss, because that's your perception. Like if you that perceptive and you see something is going on right then and there, and you decide to hold back your idol and it works out in your favor because you know that they were trying to get you to flush it, you're a winner in my book. So you're playing, you not playing is just on brand with the blind side that Cody got from his best friend, and he was so hurt and he did not know what to do. He was just in utter shock.
Just to tag on to that, just like the power of perception, like for example, in the last 2 seasons, everyone that when they had that knowledge is power advantage, and and they eventually went and moved the idol around. I feel like if you can show that you have strong perception in this game, that is dangerous. Like if, say, Liana had correctly figured out that whoever had the idol had Xander's idol, that is like a big resume tag. It's like, wait a second, they passed the idol around and she was able to circumnavigate that.
They tried to play you and you picked up on game. Yeah, exactly. That is huge.
Or not even have used it at that point in time in the game at all. Like they would have assumed her to use it, and for her not to use it, because her not using would have been the same as her wasting it. So that would have been oh wow. So they would have been able to figure that out, because eventually Ellie went home and we knew Xander had it, and then it would have been very easy for her to take it the next tribal after they got Ellie out, because he ain't got no allies to give the idol to. So his idol would have been dead in the water.
And this is just a message to all future Survivor players. I'm gonna take my glasses off and scooch in so y'all can hear me. Stop telling other people about your advantages and idols. Stop doing it. As we've seen, the most powerful idols are the ones that people don't know exist. Like Jesse's, his idol is going to pack a punch in one way or another come this finale, whether he uses it or not use it, and it has to be a part of his jury speech. Not telling people about your advantages, being able to keep your mouth shut and keep information to yourself, that is vital in these games, because you can't tell everybody everything. So stop telling people about your idols, your knowledge is power advantages, your stealer votes, your extra votes. Yo, walk out of tribals, yo, 50-50 coins, yo, tokens, all that.
All of
Stop telling other people about your stuff.
trinkets, bracelets.
Hold up a minute. But I don't know. All I'm gonna say is I'm excited. I think 44 is already aired, so they can't watch this. But I'm super excited for 45. If for the 5th season in a row, someone says, "Oh, I have the knowledge is power," people are about to have to hold on to their idols after seeing what Cody and Jesse did. You can't be handing out idols now and advantages. I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Right. So hopefully 45 understands to just, but you would think that works, but folks just got the gift of gab apparently in all the wrong ways, because we seen how it worked out with knowledge power with Leanna and with Drea. So why would you then go and do the very same thing? So clearly folks ain't learning from history like they supposed to.
No, but what I heard some rumors about season 44 that the idols are gonna work kind of differently. I don't think they had it set up like a beware advantage.
Which is good.
I heard something about an idol cage.
Okay.
Well, apparently they're gonna have like the idol in like almost like in plain sight. But like it's two different, like it. For what I read in like a slight spoiler article about the format, it's gonna be like 2 idols in a bag. One is gonna be real, one is gonna be fake, but it's gonna be set up like in the middle of your camp. So if you want to take it, you got to go and boldly take it in front, and you don't know whether it's real or not.
Interesting.
It will be interesting.
So as we wrap up, we're getting ready to close. Final thoughts for the season. So who do you think is going to make up our final 3? And who do you think is going to win? These are our predictions, our finale predictions. Let's see who's going to be right.
Okay.
I think.
Go ahead, Eli.
I don't want to say anyone's a lock, but I almost want to say Owen's a lock for the final 3. I can see kind of anyone getting cut. I can see Owen getting cut if Cassidy's. Actually, no, we'll see. But I think Owen would have a spot. And me personally, I'm rooting for Jesse. I think Jesse, personally, he gotta win after this. Like, I know y'all brought up Gabler, and I know he's playing. You can argue he had a lot more impact than might have been shown, or the jury might have picked up on. But I gotta see Jesse make it. And then finally, I can see Carla being a second place. I can see Carla second place, Jesse first, and Owen as a 0 vote third place.
That's a good I think a read, but I don't think Jesse gonna make it to the finale, y'all, if I'm gonna be honest. Go ahead, Josh. I'll talk about it.
No, for me, I'm just gonna try to walk through from final 5 on. If Carla does not win immunity at 5, I think Carla goes at 5. If she does win immunity, I see them taking out Cassidy because of misogyny.
Shocker.
Yeah. Final 4, I honestly think whichever one of them girls stays will win immunity again. And I think at that point, they'll probably send in Jesse. And if they're trying to get out Jesse, they'll probably send in Jesse versus Gabler to make fire. They'll probably send Gabler in to make fire.
Yeah.
And my prediction is whoever wins fire, whichever one of them 2 wins the fire, wins the game. So in conclusion, I see one of the girls making it. I know it's not very specific, but I do see one of the girls making it. I can't put one of the girls making the final 3, Owen, and then either one of Jesse or Gabler, who I think are both capable fire makers, to be honest. And whichever one of them makes it final 3, they win.
Okay.
Like I said, not very specifical, but like it's kind of like you know what I'm trying to say. It's like yours, Mr. Rollison, Matt.
I am cracking up. But no, that's a great point. I definitely agree. One of the ladies will make it to the final 3. Which one? I don't know. Owen definitely going to final 3. Ain't gonna win, gonna get 0 votes. But he will be in the final 3 because Owen ain't did nothing in this game worth winning for nothing.
No, he was on the wrong side of so many votes.
All the votes. He ain't been on the right one since. This is his first vote to be on the right side.
Let's go, Owen. Woo.
Last week, I guess. Which really don't matter. We talked about this with David. I mean, it don't really matter if you just make it and survive. But Owen, one of the ladies, I'm going to say I think Carla makes it to the finale. Something is telling me that she does, but I'm just going to say one of the ladies like you did, and then Gabler, because I don't think Jesse's going to make it. But if he does, he's gonna win the game. It'll be a toss up between him and Gabler if they're both in the finale. I think
they're both gonna make it to the finale. I really don't see a path for both of them.
I don't think they are either. So I would say my final three is gonna be Gabler, Owen, and Carla. And I would say Gabler wins in that scenario. Carla
in that scenario, what's the vote count though? You think Gabler wins like 5-3 or how? I forget how many.
I think Carla may get a couple votes or one.
Honestly, if it's in your scenario, Eric, I honestly would not be surprised if it went 4-4 and they had Owen had to do the tiebreaker vote. I would not be surprised.
Now that would be good
because I feel like Carla's case gets better if she's with Gabler. Because she's been perceived as this big threat for like pretty much the entire merge.
Yeah.
And like her game started declining because her threat level, people started to realize she had made some mistakes and people started to realize her threat level got bigger. So people had started making plans about it, but they never could get her out.
And I would say too, because she was playing in with these tears and they was falling for it till they started comparing notes. But if I was Carla, I would almost say that I would try to force myself to get to Final Four, to fire making, to like, y'all, I'm broke down, bruised, beaten and battered. My fingers don't work. I can't make no fire. So you might as well send me to fire because I ain't gonna be able to make it. So
and then go ahead and pull a Deshaun. There's no I can win. And
get
Deshaun
them fingers
wins.
Moving. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I would try to play up.
That she could win individual immunity. Like she could pull out that individual immunity win.
But they saw her seize up. And you know what I'm saying? And they know she breaking down. And I would just be around camp. That's what I'm saying. I would just start building my case, trying to do stuff around camp and letting them see me. They'll kind of
pick up a little twig, try to pick up a twig. My head.
Yeah, and I want just trying to build the the mental stuff because a lot of this game is mental. So it's like if people start seeing like, she can't make no fire. Her hands jacked up. She can't even pick those little twigs.
But if you're doing that all day, when are you gonna go and actually practice fire? Because I don't necessarily see Carla being like a main fire person.
I just need to get there. Just need to get to Final Four. I'm saying for her to move past Final Five just in case, like you were saying, because I think she goes at 5-2 if she don't win. But if she can get through, if that can help her help her get to Final 3 or Final 4, I think that's just one of my strategies. I would do play weak like I can't make fire. That would be my strategy if I ever went on. I would never go on Survivor. I've said this. I'm gonna act like from the very beginning. Shoot, I can't make no fire. So if y'all want to take me to y'all gonna beat me. Because I ain't never know how to make no fire. So I'm a shoe-in to win. I just bless me to get to Final Four. Y'all can take me out. And that would be my story. And then somehow be practicing all alone in the dead of the night, sneaking off to the beach, practicing how to make fire. But we shall see. My winner pick is Gabler. Because I just think Jesse's edit has been too good for him to win. And this will be the most straightforward winner I've ever seen if they do. But my winner pick is Gabler. Yours is Jesse. Eli.
I got Jesse.
Your winner pick is.
I'm like whichever, because like I said, I don't see both of them making the finale.
Make a decision.
Oh, okay, leave me alone. Okay.
Who's it gonna be?
I see Jesse. I say Jesse.
All right, we're gonna see. Come next week. The finale is here, and we shall see who makes it to finale and which one of our remaining Survivor contestants takes the crown. Listeners and viewers, thank you so much for hanging out with us for another episode of Who All Gonna Be There podcast, the place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat with the fellas. Whoop, whoop. Until next time, bye.
Peace.
Adios.